Hi everyone, welcome to Dish with Trish and welcome to my kitchen. Last night I went to the store to buy some tomatoes for this recipe I'm going to make, and I found myself in the produce aisle talking to myself and trying to justify whether or not I wanted to buy these tomatoes. They were expensive and I'm a savvy person, and anyhow the light bulb did come on, and I decided that since my family loves this recipe and you're going to love this recipe, and it's a recipe using Crabby Stuffed Tomatoes, I would go ahead and buy those tomatoes. I decided to change the name of my recipe to a more appropriate name, and so now it's Crabby Stuffed Tomatoes, and that's what we're sticking with. So let's get started with this recipe. First of all, we're going to start off with some crab meat, and I have 8 ounces of finely chopped crab meat here. And the package that I use is a Crab Delights leg style package, and you can get that at your local grocery store. So we're going to go ahead and add that into our bowl. Here we are. Next we're going to add in some Gruyere cheese, and this is a cheese that is a nutty cheese that is made in Switzerland. It usually comes with real big holes in it. It has a fabulous flavor that it's going to add to our recipe. And now we're going to add the star of the show, Philadelphia cream cheese, and nothing else. You can see it looks like it's softened up some. I've had it out for over an hour. You want to make sure that you let that soften up, and you can do that by letting it set out for a half hour, or if you forget, you can just throw it in your microwave for approximately 10 to 15 seconds, and that will work fine. So we have 3 items in here right now. We have our crab meat, we have our Gruyere cheese, and we have our Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're just going to stir this up. It's coming together pretty well. And now we'll go ahead and add in our mashed potatoes, and those are right here. And this is a half a cup of mashed potatoes, and these are actually yesterday's mashed potatoes, and they are fabulous. Matter of fact, my family's always telling me I know how to make potatoes 100 different ways, which this is just a basic way, but potatoes are pretty much a staple in our family, and we like them. Next, we're going to add in some lemon juice, a tablespoon of this, and it should be pretty easy to do. And with this grapefruit spoon, I've discovered that I can just kind of avoid the seeds. Don't have to worry about them coming out at your recipe, because they just kind of get squished back while you're squishing it out. So it works pretty well. We've got at least a tablespoon there. There we go. And this lemon juice is going to give our dish a lot of fragrance and a lot of flavor. There we go. We'll mix that up. And these potatoes sure are providing us with a lot of texture in this recipe, which we need, because we don't want our Crabby Stuffed Tomatoes to be soggy. Now we'll go ahead and add a teaspoon of our horseradish. I just recently found out where horseradish got its name from. There was a horse that was sick, and his name was Radish, and that's how horseradish came about, because horseradish was a root and he wanted to eat it, but I guess his keeper wouldn't let him try it because they thought he was sick, or his keeper wouldn't let him try it because he was sick, so that's how he acquired his name, and that's where horseradish came from. And then we'll also add cayenne peppers for some more heat and a pungent flavor to go along with the horseradish. Now we have our unrefined sea salt, and we're going to take about a half a teaspoon into our recipe. And unrefined sea salt has about 70 vitamins and minerals, and it's perfect for you to use. And next we will go ahead and add some basil, and this, I have some basil growing on my windowsill over there, and this is about 5 or 6 leaves, because they're wee little leaves. They're not very big in size at all, but I thought I'd go ahead and take them off of my little plant and use them, because they are special, just like my recipe, and they are very fragrant, and they provide a lot of flavor for this recipe. Now, if you don't have fresh basil, you could go ahead and add about a half a teaspoon of regular dried basil, and that would also be fine. Now this is coming together very well. We have all of our ingredients in here. Now I'm just going to give this a little taste test to make sure that it tastes just fine. Taste. Perfect. Very good. Now what we're going to do is set our mixture aside and go ahead and prepare our tomatoes so that we can put our dressing in there. 6 tomatoes here that I have prepared. I have one here that I want to show you. I cut the top off and it still has its innards. And then the other ones I've already washed and took the innards out, and those are ready to go basically. But I wanted to show you how to core this out. You just go ahead and leave about a ½ inch and just go around your tomato. And you want to watch that you don't cut yourself. And the other important key thing you want to do is make sure that you don't puncture the bottom of this, because if so, it's going to leak out and then your filling's going to start leaking and you're going to have a big mess. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is drizzle some olive oil into our baking dish, and I have some foil in here, and I really don't like to have to do any more work with dishes than is necessary. Now we'll begin stuffing our tomatoes, and I have a little trick up my sleeve here. I have some spinach that we're going to add a little bit of vitamin K and some magnesium there to our recipe, and we're just going to pop those in the bottom of our tomato, our crab mixture from seeping through, if there is any little leakage. And add a little bit of vitamins too. Now we're going to take and put a pretty big helping of our mixture of crab meat in here. And you don't want to be stingy with this. Go ahead and really pile it up and pile it on as much as you can, because there's plenty to go around here. Here we are. We're getting to the bottom of the barrel. We're on our final little last plump tomato. And we're going to get all of this luscious, yummy crab meat dressing right in there. And we have our oven preheated to 375 degrees, and it's going to take about 25 minutes to heat these thoroughly. And I have 2 tablespoons of mozzarella here that we'll top these off with. And some of it will stay on, and some of it, of course, is going to go on to the wayside, but don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Now we're just going to add a little bit of freshly ground pepper to season that up. And there we are, over and out, heading for the oven. This is a really healthy dish here, that I might say. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in our oven and back to check on them. And here we have it, my beautiful Crabby Stuffed Tomatoes. This is parsley from my garden that I went out and got, and I also have some roasted peppers on here that are just yummy, and I have already tried one of these and it was fabulous. All of these flavors with the Gruyere cheese and the Philadelphia cream cheese and the crab meat and the spices are just over the top. You're going to enjoy this if you make it, I promise. Top those off into ooey.